Okay. We are back. We are back live, y'all. Woo! We finally did this. We had to go to StreamYard. I even paid for the StreamYard. Oh, no, they had like a free trial week. So I actually was going to pay for the StreamYard, but luckily they had a free trial week where we could come and we could use the trial week to do this because I felt as though it's really important to have people up who talk about something similar to this more often. And I was glad to be able to catch and get in touch with Ice City 510, who is on the way to Sasua for Halloween and for the month. You seen it for a month, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right now. So if you guys just missed, if you guys didn't see the last live I just did. You can watch that later. This is going to be an interactive live with just two brothers from East and West Coast having a conversation about prep and things of that sort. So I just kind of informed Ice City behind the scenes that the Z pack that people take is prep. Maybe you can give them some of your experiences, Ice, with the Z pack, and make sure let me make sure I put Ice City channel link in the room while he talks. Go ahead, Ice.
Yeah, no, I was well, man, basically, I'm Ice City 510, if you don't know.
Jeez.
I've been going this is my for the last 4 years, I've been in the little travel space. I've been going to Sasua every Halloween. And I had started going there like 4 years ago. This is my fourth year going, so that's why I marked this as my graduation from Sasua, because it's about to be after this. I gotta step away and let everybody else run around there. But when I went down there, come to find out, it's a lot more guys than you would think that's, doing things unprotected in the Dominican Republic. And like I said, the first time I had went down there, this guy took me to basically the pharmacy, and he was telling me about, it was an OG dude, so he was telling me about the penicillin. He was like, yeah, man, you can go right down to the pharmacy and get you some penicillin or some moxicillin and whatever, and you just take that and you'll just be straight and doing this and doing this. I was like, damn, I didn't even know that you can do that up out the country. So it went from like learning about just going to the pharmacy, learning about, the moxicillin and the penicillin, anything kind of with with the psyllin in it is an antibiotic. But then I stumbled across the Z pack, and that's what more people were like swearing by. If you get the Z pack, you know what I'm saying? It'll just take away whatever you got. You don't got to go home, and you don't got to worry about giving your wife nothing or going back home or anything. Luckily, I ain't never caught nothing to where I needed it, but I just feel like it's better to, stay ready than get ready.
So how long have you been like taking the Z pack in, like, I guess, while you're traveling?
I take that motherfucker every time I come back.
I mean, by how many months or years, or how long have you
It's
been?
been like about like 4 years.
Whoa, 4 years?
Yeah.
And see, the one thing I did, like, I would listen. I always, like, even if I don't understand something, I never judge. I never look down on somebody. I just gotta look for more information. So when I started hearing about the Z pack, I was like, okay, is that a possible thing? And with all that I told people in the last video I went through with my scares, I was like, you know what? Let me do something and do some research, because a lot of people, they don't do the research when you tell them something, and they just
Yeah,
assume
they
that's
don't.
BS. And you like, okay, well, it's BS. Yada, cool. So as I started doing the research, and I'm gonna tell you guys my side, then we get back to Ice and we'll talk more. As I started doing the research, I found out there's something called prep. And the way prep works is that you take prep, and there's two different ways to take it. This is coming directly from my doctor. You can check your doctor, you can check the CDC, they'll give you more information on this. But what prep does is it gives you a higher resistance to HIV strands. And what that means is it's not a one all fix all. It's not like it stops at 100%, but it stops at 99.3% or something like that, based on what the doctors say. Now, here's how it works. Well, how the doctor said it could work for me. I could take it two different ways. I hear there's a shot online as I do research, but my doctor didn't mention anything about the actual shot that you could take for a prep. He said there are pills. And the way it works is you take one pill a day, every day, and it takes your HIV possibility from vaginal or from anal sex down to 0.000 something. It's lower than a 1% thing when you have both. And the other option he gave me was that I could take 2 pills before let's say I'm going on a trip. I'm gonna give you guys how we explained it to me. Let's say you're going to Sasua for Halloween. And again, this is all stuff you can confirm with your own medical stuff, but this is what my doctor told me today. So it's fresh in my mind. Let's say you're going to Sasua for Halloween. And maybe you use condoms all the time, but maybe you bring condoms, but every now and then you might slip up because you might find the curvish, thick, wet who wants to give it to you for either low or give it to you for free. And she's going to spend a whole weekend with you. You could take 2 pills 24 hours before you leave for Sasua. And then take 1 pill every day until 2 days after you have sex for the last time in Sasua. And it will protect you up to 99.3% from catching HIV or AIDS and many other diseases. So, well, not many other diseases, but from catching HIV and AIDS. There have been cases, and I showed in the last video, where there are partners who are HIV positive and HIV negative. And the HIV negative partner takes PrEP and they have sex frequently to the point where they have kids. And not only does the HIV negative partner not contract the disease, but the kids don't contract the disease either. And if I know it sounds like it's what's it called? Fake news, but you can do the research. And I personally talked to, I wouldn't just go and research online, not for me to feel comfortable with it. I had to talk to my doctor, who I just got the last blood test I had to take before I can start the regimen, because the way my doctor does it, and I don't know if it's everybody's doctor, is that you have to have a blood test, 2 blood. We did an extra blood test, but you have to have 1 blood test that shows that you're negative. Every 3 months that you're or they won't give you PrEP again. So basically, I went to my doctor. They took the blood test. The blood test says I'm negative. They send the PrEP. I picked the PrEP up. The way they give it to me, I'm going to take it with the 2-1-1-1, because it's called the 2-1-1-1 method, where because I don't have sex every day when I'm here in the States, because I live with my son, and the only other person I had sex with was the married woman. I'm only majorly using it for when I go overseas, just in case I had told you guys in the last video 2 stories where I felt like I had control, but I didn't have full control. So I'm only using it for when I go overseas, when I take the 2-1-1 method. And that's how my doctor broke it down. Ice, maybe you could give him more information about what the Z-Pack costs. Do you have you ever heard of anybody that may have caught something with the Z-Pack?
You said how much the Z-Pack costs?
Yeah, and like where you would get it from, and has anybody ever had a bad experience?
No, I haven't had a bad experience. I haven't heard anybody. So basically, like when you go down to the Dominican, I hate saying like people are just supposed to know this, but that's how I just come out. But when you go down to the Dominican Republic, the pharmacy is like it's not like the pharmacy on the West Coast. I mean, on America, you know what I'm saying? Like in the United States, it's basically like open season. You can just go in there and get whatever the hell you want, any type of drug or whatever. And a lot of people probably feel like because it's out the country and it's not in America and it's more accessible, that means it's more cheaper. So people to think this shit don't work. It only costs $1. You know what I'm saying? But it only costs $1 because that government ain't trying to get as much money back from the people as the United States is. So they medicine and they stuff is a lot cheaper. So the Z-Pack shit is gonna go anywhere between like, I want to say like $15 to $20, because it's not 1 pill. It's like a couple of pills that you got to take.
Right. Like, what do you mean a couple pills though? Maybe give. What do you
I
mean?
think it's like I think it's like 5 pills
And
that
what?
come in a pack. It come like in a pack of 5, and they want you to take all 5 of them, like one a day, or you know what I'm saying, something like that. Like if you was to go to your doctor and get regular antibiotics, they like take one of these a day for 7 days, and then you know
Why?
what I'm saying.
Or after you have sex?
After.
It's
So
after.
this is more, yeah, after. This is more like an antibiotic to where it's like, if you was to get like a STI or
Right.
a STD or something, this is not I think the other thing we're talking about is a preventative. This is not really that. This is like, after.
That's the other thing they have. They have the thing where if you have slept with someone who has uh HIV, there's a pill they can give you afterwards. It doesn't 100% guarantee that you don't catch it, but it is a pill that you can get after that can prevent it from spreading through your body.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like it's more something like that, like a post thing. I'm not just familiar with it. I just want to give people an option to learn more and do the research so they can if they want to follow either way, you could just do more research on it. And I'm pretty sure that that's what the same thing is. So, for example, the thing I like about Ice Channel is this, y'all. But one of the things I like a lot, but is that he doesn't speak to try to educate you that he knows everything. He's telling his experience, and a lot of the times, a lot of people won't believe it because it just sounds like it's not a real thing. But I'm telling you firsthand, when I talk to my doctor, it's a real thing that can do this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like I'm not, and this is not to inspire anybody to just not wrap up. This is not that. This is not to inspire because there are other diseases you can still catch. This is not to inspire anybody to say, "Oh, you don't have to worry about nothing no more." But to give a person that extra level of protection, it could it could be the thing that changes your life from something going crazy to something going good.
And like I said, and the reason why I feel like this should be talked about in the travel space, because people we want to act like it. A lot of dudes is going unprotected. They just don't want to talk about it and let you know that that's what they're doing, because it's some people care
It's a,
about what other people say or feel about them, but
it's like HIV. It's a stigma to it. The stigma is that if you go and tell that you're going raw with everybody, they're going to call you dirty. They're going to say you don't protect yourself. But that could not. It's not that you're saying that you're bragging about going raw. You say something? Hold on a second. It's in the closet next to the bathroom. When you get out the bathroom, look to the left. There's a closet there. Um, yeah. So it's not like ice. I don't believe so. I can't speak for him, but I'll say it. What I believe. It's not like ice is telling you to only use this and not go protect yourself. It's not like the Flyboy way is saying that I'm not going to protect myself now that I'm taking prep. What I'm telling people is that if there's a chance, and I know if you know yourself, if there's a chance that you may meet a woman, whether overseas or interstates, because Houston is having a big rate of jump of HIV cases. Uh, Atlanta is having a big rate of HIV cases, and you can't just look at a woman and tell what she has. It's not a real thing. And if you know you don't have the full self control, this is Z packs or prep are a way to actually not to double protect yourself. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. And that's like, yeah. And the crazy part is, well, one, again, that's why I say when you're talking to people in here, because one, it's not like it's available to us in the United States like that. We can't just walk into CVS and be like, yo, let me get some prep or a Z pack. It just don't work like that out here.
You need a prescription.
Exactly.
But here's why it's available in other places, and sometimes why it's available via online. And I'm not trying to promote anything YouTube. I'm just giving honest information. The reason why it's available online from distributors outside of um the United States is simply because the rules about it. Like for example, I can say I'm taking prep. It's going to cost me $2,000 without insurance to take my prep. Luckily, I have a career where I have insurance, so it may cost me between $60 and $100 to get a bottle of 16 pills. But those 16 pills can change my life. However, if I find out what the pills are made of or the name of the drugs that's mixed to blend in with the pill, I then can go to China, get those. I can have it sent to China and get those pills, or perhaps the DR and get those pills sent and not have to pay that same amount. And yes, it may feel like, oh, it's not going to be the legitimate pill and you're taking more risk getting out of the country. But as I said earlier, it's more of a money thing for the reason why it costs so much over here, but so less everywhere else. The same way as medical things cost less other places.
But it be the same way too, like you say, with people saying, "Oh, you wearing shoes from China?" It's like, yeah, because I'm going to a place where they don't care about certain things, costs and expenses of out here. So the material stuff that we look at it the way we look at it, they don't look at it like that. So a pair of Jordans is gonna cost $20 over here. And trust me, it's $20 cheap to us, but the average Chinese person don't even got $20 to buy this pair of Jordans. So it's still a lot of money depending on where you at. And it's the same thing with the medical stuff. It's going to be cheaper and it's not going to be cost that much if you go out the country and do it compared to having to do it over here.
Yeah, I don't say cheaper normally. I say least expensive because cheaper
Well,
some
yeah.
of the quality. And what I tell people is it's not cheaper, it's least expensive because you're still getting the same quality, if not better. For example, if I need heart surgery, if I go to the United States and I don't have insurance, it's going to cost me tens of thousands of dollars. If I go to Thailand, it's not going to cost me tens of thousands of dollars. If I go to Colombia, it's not going to cost me tens of thousands of dollars. But guess what I'm going to get? The same quality, if not a better quality of healthcare. And you got to understand that that applies to almost everything. It's just the way the world works. It's a capitalistic system. I want to get to some of y'all comments and y'all comments and stuff. To show you guys we appreciate you guys for joining the live. But Ice, if you got anything to say while I go through the comments, keep going.
Oh yeah, no, man, but that's why I was saying it's good that people have these conversations, and like I said, in this travel space, because like, when we traveling and we going out these countries, we get access to a lot of things that I feel like a lot of people don't take advantage of. Just like one, like even like I said, with the, going to Thailand, I be feeling like people, if you don't go to Thailand and you ain't going shopping, you know what I'm saying? You kind of like you kind of playing yourself because it's like so much good stuff out there for cheap that you can buy. And it's like that a lot of places. But I be feeling like we've been so trapped in the matrix and certain mindsets that, you might feel like this medicine can't work, or because it costs this much, it ain't going, birth control pills cost like $1 in the Dominican Republic. $1.
That's the same as in Cuba. Cuba condoms cost like 50 cents. It don't mean they pop.
Yeah.
I
mean, and then back to what you said. It'd be taking a while for me to. But back to what you said. Once you find that main ingredient, that's all you need. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you go to like a Walgreens or a CVS, like we all done been sick and we done had the flu, and you'll get some NyQuil. They got the regular NyQuil, and then they got the Walgreens version NyQuil. But both of the NyQuils have this one ingredient in it, and that's the shit that you're taking for the sickness.
Yes.
Just that one ingredient. And a lot of the times, you want to know what's crazier? The Walgreens version is stronger.
Yes. Yes. It's unfortunately it's an educational thing for us because we're so trained to believe that if it doesn't come from the United States, it means it's of poor quality. Like they'll say something is a third world country because they don't have the economical funds to have certain things at a level we do. But it doesn't mean that the quality of life is is a third world life. You know what I mean? It's not, or a third world medical. And if you look at even at the World Health Organization, the rankings for a lot of stuff isn't what you would think. You would think the way we are in America that we're number one in healthcare. We're number one in medicine thing. We're number one in a lot of stuff. And we're not. We're like 26, 27. And there are countries that are considered third world countries that are above us. So even with the thought of that, you got to know, hey, you got to be able. It's still got to pass the if they're making it available in the Dominican pharmacy, right? If they're making it available in the Dominican pharmacy has to still allow it to be safe for Dominicans, right?
Yep.
If they're making it in the Thailand pharmacy, the Thailand pharmacy still have to make it safe for Thai people. You just have to know exactly. Same thing in Colombia. Same thing in Brazil. You just have to know, and again, it feels like, for example, I took a yellow fever shot to go to Ghana, to go to Africa, in the United States, because I felt as though it was I felt as though I could have some backlash if something happened to me. But they didn't give me any more credit, any more security that if something happened, I would be able to fix it here than if I would have went to Colombia and got the shot for free or for $30. So, it's just a mindset, man. You know what I mean? Just
it really is, and a lot of people got to get out. Like I said, we do got to get out that one mindset, man, and just that's why I be doing like when I'm about to go to the Dominican Republic, I don't want nothing American. I don't want American alcohol. I don't want, you know what I'm saying, American drugs. If I do them, I don't want that. People will go out there and they be like, "Oh, I'm about to go get me a Blue Boy from the pharmacy," and I'm like, "Man, whatever the Dominicans taking, that's what I'm using." You know what I'm saying? Like I'm on with it, whatever they doing. You know what I'm saying? What's the thing? What they say? While in Rome, do as the Romans or some shit. I'm doing as the Dominicans do. I'm not here to be American out the country. Like that shit. That just sound played out.
I mean, it is not. Unfortunately, it's not just an out the country thing. I think travel is indicative to everything, and a lot of people when they say travel, they automatically think internationally. But as you guys know, I just came to Atlanta. It was so difficult not to try to knock something down. And if you guys see my Atlanta videos that I have on Instagram, I was with baddies. So, but the increase of cases of HIV and STDs in the United States is getting higher in multiple places. And in my opinion, it's because as we economically start to see the decline of people, not having jobs and people having college bills and people doing that, you're going to see a lot more women selling box. You're going to see a lot more people cheating with people that have a better they give them a better experience or lifestyle than their husband may or than their boyfriend may. And as this happens, STD rate is going to go up. Again, PrEP or Z-Pack is not the end all be all. But if you can give yourself that much layer of protection for when you may actually slip up, I don't see anything wrong about going and doing it. I see everything right about it. I see it as you trying to take a step into the right path. And I know people are easy to say, "Oh my God, you can't just wrap it up." It's not that easy. I mean, it's just so easy. Maybe your demon or maybe your issue isn't wrapping it up, but maybe your issue is you sit down too much and you're overweight. You can't just lose weight. Oh, maybe your issue is you don't know how to talk to a woman, and you're single, and you can't just learn how to learn the game. Or maybe your issue is you always you cheap, you don't have no money, and you gotta get your entertainment from talking stuff online and not doing nothing to show anybody. Oh, you can't go find some other way to be productive? Again, everyone has their own demons. So I never knock anybody for their demons. But what I'm trying to show people is the people who have maybe a demon like me, where it comes to, hey, sometimes it's very difficult to put the condom on and go in. This is an option that can help you fight your demons. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you like I say, you made a good point too when you said if you know you, like it's a chance that I'm about to do something stupid. And that's a lot, that could be 80 to 70% of the time. But it's better to prevent yourself. That's why I be saying it'd be crazy because that's why I didn't know how many people be messing around because the way people be in the travel space, they be making it try to seem like, like what? You don't use a condom? Oh my God, oh man, that's crazy. Da, 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 da. And I'm just like, bro, y'all talking like you a saint and you ain't never done this before. Matter of fact, if that's what you're doing, you don't even need to be listening to this conversation. You can just turn this off, because this conversation is not for you. It's for the people that know themselves and know being like, you know what? I do be messing up. I do be slipping. I do be telling myself I need to do better and I shouldn't be doing this. And I look myself in the mirror and I say, man, don't do that shit. And then I still go do it. I need to take this prep.
Yo, it's tough, man. Like a lot of people aren't real with themselves, Ice, and because we can, it's hard for us to, as a community, to have conversations like this because when they do find somebody like Ice that's real about themselves and about their experiences, what do? They try to clown them. They try to say, y'all don't want to be like him going out here willy nilly. Y'all don't want to be like him going up and shooting up the club, sleeping with joint. Like that's why I felt it was important for me to bring you on this conversation so that people who then watch this video can really get even two different ways of saying the same thing and really understand that we're not telling you just go take the pill and go knock and then hit everything raw. That's not what we're saying. Or just go hit everything raw and then take the Z pack. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is that if you know that you have a difficult time and you know the risk is going to increase more as things get bad around the world, not just in the United States. There's going to be more women out there sleeping with people, sleeping with guys for the experience, sleeping with guys for the money. There's going to be more STDs and more HIV and AIDS being passed around. And I know it's a stigma and it's a bad stigma, and I don't see it that way for the people who have HIV because I think that's not it's not a life ending drug. I think what's life ending is when you give up. Because I've seen plenty of people with HIV stories that have successful lives afterwards, even more than people who don't have an STD at all. So it's not, but I know that, but I know the world doesn't know that. So when we talk about this at least will be at least one person that'll listen and be like, yo, maybe I'll take that risk. And maybe him going out and getting that Z pack or him going out and getting that prep may have stopped him from catching HIV because he may have a girl like that, like he finds out she has HIV and now he slept with her, but he took that Z pack or he took that prep and now he's freaking out like he might have it, and the doctor says you don't have it. You've been taking these preps, so you know. If you guys
The
got questions,
one I want to say the one thing too about the Z pack, I don't know if the prep is like that because they say, and doctors and this is just stuff to where I always hear, and I don't know if it be the truth or not, but I don't even know if it makes sense. But they be like, you don't want to take too many antibiotics, and you don't have a symptom, or you know what I'm saying? Because you're taking them to prevent it because a lot of the times if you take too many, if you do get that thing, it's not gonna help it.
all right, so okay, I'm going to say what my doctor said. I might be a little bit off because I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was on the lines of what you're talking about now. He was like, if you take the prep, you're supposed to take it every day. If you miss a day and you miss a couple of days and you take a prep, miss a day, take it, miss a day, take it, miss a day, what happens is that the HIV that if you sleep with a girl that had HIV and that prep is resistant that, if you skip a day and then take it the next day, and then skip a day and take it the next day, that HIV can become resistant to that particular strand of prep. And then you have to start a whole new prep to make sure you don't catch HIV again. That's why they said they gotta test me every 3 months because
Yeah,
you
that's
miss dosage, that can be an issue.
that'd be the reason why I don't like, because I don't really like. taking the pills and believing the government stopping from diseases.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah, I started getting into that, man. I don't really like taking the pills and believing the government is trying to give us something that's gonna help us all in the long run like that. And then when I be looking into it, like doctors only going off of what they're reading. They don't really never do their own research. So that that should be hella tricky when you stay like, I don't know, here we gotta take this every day, all the time. And I'm like, nigga, for real?
Yeah, that's why when asked my doctor, I was like, yo, are there options? Because honestly, I don't have sex enough when I'm with multiple women. I have sex with one woman as I stay consistent here in the States, but I don't have sex enough with that many random women to consistently take it every single day of the year. Just like I don't have a person who has like the guy in the video I showed you on the last episode. I don't have a woman who has HIV who has every day. I don't have that. So for me, I was like, there has to be is there another option? He consulted with his higher doctor. It wasn't just he consulted with his higher doctor, and that's when they told me about the 211. So now I can take the 211, meaning the first 24 hours before you go internationally, and a pill every day until 2 days after you return back, or after 2 days after you've had your last sex thing, which is when you return back. And I was like, that is more reasonable because now I can do that 4 times a year. Because I'll travel more internationally more than 4 or maybe 5 times a year. Actually, I travel more now. And then, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like it gotta be reasonable because if a pill is not a medicine is not going to work if you're not taking it as prescribed.
Oh no, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, it's not. So that's why I'm just like, that's why I was like, I don't know if the Z Pack and the what's the name is the same shit,
It may
but
not
it's good.
still
Yeah.
still on the line of trying to find protection or a way outside of just condoms. Because the easiest thing everybody says is just wear a condom. But wearing a condom ain't the easiest thing, even in the States. Like, and somebody has a concept where, oh, if you don't get girls, that's why you don't feel that way. No, everybody has their own demons, and somebody's demon. Somebody can be like me, who shows you videos of me in Miami, shows you videos of me in Atlanta, shows you video of me in Houston, L.A., and I always got a nice joint on my arm. So it's not, and I'm over 1,000 women sleeping with 1,000 women. So it has nothing to do with whether you can get women in the States, whether you get women overseas. It has everything to do with the control that you have and knowing your demon, your demons. That's the issue. A lot of people don't know their demons, so they look and they try to chase after other people's demons to say, oh, because that's not my demon, it's easy for me to just put a condom on. That's like taking advice from a married man who hasn't had sex with any other woman about how to sleep with multiple women. It's just not likely to actually have any effect to it because it's not relatable. You know what I'm saying? I think we are
Yeah.
to the people that's mostly in the travel community because most of the travel community isn't married men. Most of the travel community isn't married men. And the married men that are in the travel community are usually the ones that go out and sleep with other women, and they don't want to bring nothing back to their wife, right? So
Yeah, no.
this could be something that does help even married men who are going to Sasua or going to Colombia or going to
That
Brazil.
be hearing that's what you be hearing in the damn pharmacy back at the thing talking about, man. I can't take this shit back to wifey. I can't go back and get nothing to wifey. Like that's what niggas be carrying, but niggas still know they be up out there doing what they shouldn't do.
Again. And then they go back and then then it's shit. It's again that was one of the reasons. Hold on, wait, I've been showing. I don't know, Nate. I don't think so, Nate. I don't think it would be. Um, uh, Again, that was one of the hardest things that I feared. Not feared. I never feared. That was one of the hardest things that I would have had to come to the conclusion that I had to tell the married woman. I know it wasn't her fault. I would have had to tell the married woman that yo, I was reckless. I got this, and I need you to go get checked. And because I'm a loving person. And then people say, how are you in love with a married woman? We've been together for like 3.5 years, almost 4 years actually. And you build a bond. it is like we don't have that lovey dovey. We're only gonna be with each other bond. That's that movie. No, we have a bond with like yo. When shit go wrong, I can go to you. You can come to me. We had that bond. But
Mhm.
she knows I sleep with other women. I tell her sometimes I slip up and I make sure I get tested. I've never given her anything. And because I do know I want a kid in Colombia, and I'm going to be trying with the girl that well, at least one of the girls I'm planning on. I know there's gonna be times when I'm doing that, and I know there's a chance where I might slip up again the way I slipped up in Africa, the way I slipped up in Cali, and I can live with, but it would be hard for me to live with the fact that I gave it to a woman who was that dedicated and that did that much for me, even though she's married. So for me, I just had to break it up with her because I know myself. But a lot of people they don't want to admit to who they are, so they'll probably take the Z-Pack. They'll never take a prep. They'll just think, you know what, I can fight this demon. And then if something happens, then either they become the guy who wants to go around and give every woman it because they feel like they was given to them, or they become the person who just wants to delete themselves because they don't know how they can move on with it when there's so many people
Mhm.
online how to move on with it. So um again, I think this conversation is necessary. We go for another 10 minutes, and then because I know you got to go to Sasua. Maybe you could we'll get to more comments, but maybe in the meantime you could tell us some things because we gave them enough information about this. If you got more, you can tell them. Maybe you can go into some things you got planned for Sasua. What you got going on?
Shit. Well, really, nah. Just in Sasua, I mean, honestly, man, we've been hearing a lot of bad shit about. Oh, hold on, I have the water in the background. We've been hearing a lot about Sasua, with the changes going on and stuff like that. So I'm just kind of curious to get up out there and see like what is it looking like? What is it gonna be for like Halloween? Because I done been down there for the last couple of times, and it's like I don't really know. I can't say what I really got planned because I don't know what I'm gonna be able to do, and I don't know what I'm not gonna be able to do. So like, it's like going to a whole new place. Even though I done been there, it's gonna be like going to a whole new place from what I've been hearing. And I'm not staying where I normally stay. Like I'm staying in the villa,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like I'm like away from the strip. So I'm gonna have to figure out like my travels. So I got like a whole new little thing that I gotta deal with. So it's gonna be dope. And I'm supposed to be like doing a collab with this nigga Rello. He gonna be staying with me for a couple of days. So that shit should be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully this nigga don't get me kicked out of my villa. So
But here's one thing I think with having a villa. With having a villa, you get to set your own vibe. So I don't think that even if there aren't any women on the strip, because we have Tinder, because we have Bumble, because you have connections with since you've been there so many times, I think it's gonna be an even better experience because now you can what is called curate the vibe you want at your villa. And then y'all can go out together to go places. Like I think the girlfriend experience and you said maybe like because you're gonna be there for how long?
I'm gonna be there for like 35 days.
So let's say let's say every days you have a different girlfriend experience, and you keep the woman for 3 days, and then at like when you get into your last 10 days, you're like, all right, I want you guys on YouTube to tell me which girlfriend experience do you think was better because you'll be live, you do lives, you do videos, and you let them know which girlfriend experience to be better, and they want you to bring back, and you bring her back. There's so much ways to be creative with it.
No, it really is. It really is so much ways to be creative. So yeah. That's the one thing. Like I gotta see. But now I think the biggest thing is gonna be like what's going on down there,
Mm-hmm.
especially in the area that I'm in. I don't know if they're gonna be okay with actually being on camera. You know what I'm saying? So
In the
I
villa.
need to, yeah, anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Just knowing it's gonna be on YouTube. Like if I'm going live, you know what I'm saying? If I'm going live and they be like it's YouTube and shit like that,
Mm-hmm.
I, they kind of got like a thing to where you ain't really been hearing or seeing nothing about Sasua lately. And I feel like it's that for a reason. Like it ain't nobody really promoting anything or saying nothing. It's all kind of like in secret
Well, I
of
mean,
what's happening.
if I can recall, Flip said he had like a bar crawl. with a bunch of different bars they're going to and things like that.
I mean, that's cool. But
Um,
that you know what I'm saying. I don't feel like a lot of people going out there to go to bar cross.
yeah, I mean, yeah, but like the way I see this, it feels like is going to turn to a place where you're going to need to have something pre-set up already. And a lot of times for me, the way I do it, and the reason why these women be so comfortable on camera is that I only converse with the women that are willing to be on camera. The look thing comes secondary. They got to be willing to be on camera, willing to have fun, and as long as we're doing activities somewhat, they don't mind uh just sitting on the camera. I can't even bring that. I don't because of the topic, I don't want to even bring up the girl who I just had in ATL who was just so dope on the live I just had. And it's just because I told her in advance, yo, I'm a content creator. I showed her some videos of me traveling, doing stuff. And she's like, cool, I want to be on I'll be on camera with you. So I think the hardest part is just organize it in advance. Because a lot of us, what we do is we sometimes we go, oh, she's so bad, she looks so good. I want to hang out with her, and then she don't have the personality to be on camera. Like you had a bunch of joints the other time that was willing to dance on camera when you brought them you had the mat, you brought the mask, and you had them, you brought clothes for them and stuff. This easy for you. It should be easy for you to. I mean,
Yeah, I'm hoping I can be able to. I'm glad you just said that, bro. You just reminded me. I'm looking at this bag of masks. Not even. I'm about to put them in my thing right now. As soon as you said that, damn, I for sure was about to leave that bag of masks here.
you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no, it's. I mean, and hopefully I can get those same vibes. Like hopefully it can be them same vibes. That's why I was saying. But I done talked to a couple of chicks, and they saying they not even coming to Sasua.
Wow, you might have to get them shipped in from Puerto Plata. Because
Yeah.
I can recall I had a bunch of joints that was, and I was only gonna be there for a couple hours, and I had a bunch of joints trying to come to Sasua from Puerto Plata. Now the quality might not have been the best, but once you get it going, you got choices. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for real. No, yeah. It's just I don't know now until I get there. That's the only thing. Now I'm just like,
Wait.
damn.
You're not telling me you going in, you ain't got nothing set up already. I know.
Um,
Okay, I know. Actually, saying that.
Kind of, yeah, no. I'm
Ah,
not saying I'm not saying I got something like call me when you land, but I it's people being like knowing, oh, I'm landing on this day. It's just not one because I don't know who I'm gonna call yet. Like I'm not gonna go down there and just say I definitely got to see her, but I am having people available, so when I'm down there, I can just call them.
so wait.
But then,
Come on.
yeah,
I, here's how and I don't know if everybody does the same thing. Here's how I move when I move in different cities. I keep at least 3 that I can get back in contact when I go to that city. So if I go to Medellin, I'll let one of them know, yo, I'm on to Medellin. Go bring a friend. We're gonna meet at the crib. We're gonna hang out. If I'm in Costa Rica, same thing. If I'm in Cuba, same thing. If I was going to Sasua, as much as y'all go to Sasua, I'd have a nice lineup. Unless you get rid of your lineup, you
yeah, and that's be the thing I do. And then sometimes I'll be looking at them, and some of them they start be looking different after a while, and I don't be wanting to even mess with the same ones I was messing with. So it'd be like that'd be the whole thing. Like I was just looking at a couple of them, and I'm being like, man, you don't look as bad as you looked when I first was messing with you.
the second hit is always sometimes.
Yeah, you know.
To me, it's one thing. It's one thing to hit one girl, hit a joint once, and not want to hit her again because her look. But once they got a good personality, and a lot of the times they'll be like bisexual or something like that, then I'm like, all right, come on, back. Let's hang out again. And if I feel like I gotta hit something new, you can bring your friend.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, no, definitely. But yeah, Sasua don't be really running like they don't really be doing the two man that nice. That ain't like their specialty. I mean, the two girl, not the two man. Pause with the
come over.
the two.
I know it's probably the wrong comment, the wrong topic to have. Come on over to the dark side of Columbia, my boy. Come on over to the dark side of Columbia, my boy. It's nice over here.
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta get to CCG, man. And I gotta get there next. Well, I'm definitely going there next year.
All right, so if y'all in the chat, we got 15 more minutes. We're gonna make this an hour, and then we're gonna end this because Ice got to get on that flight and get on time, so he not at the airport trying to get on the next flight. Because I don't know if we're at where you at right now, but flights over here getting expensive. Shout out to Mental Wishing in the building. Ellis Durrell. He said, "Don't do it, Ice." Shout out to Nate in the state giving us all the information on the actual names of the drugs that are in the Z packs, as well as the preps.
Oh yeah, that shit is big right there. But yeah, that's like you were saying earlier. You just those main ingredients. You find them main ingredients. You great. Once they got those in there, and say something is in there and it's not.
You said I'm taking 10 KIUs.
You can't do that nowhere.
What?
Oh, you just lie and say that we got. I think the stuff that's in the Viagra is like something like that. But that's the same stuff that's like in the little Dominican stuff. Solidifil.
Yeah, again, it's different. I think people because it's considered a Dominican, a third world country, when you tell people you went to the pharmacy and got a Z pack, I think they be thinking like you went to like a bodega and got something at the back of the store. That's the only thing I can make sense of it. Let me see.
Well, man, they can keep thinking that until you get up out there and you being like, "Oh my gosh, where do I go?" Yeah, they got those, the Plan Bs, they got everything.
Again, everybody, this conversation that we're having isn't to convince you to stop wearing condoms and just take pills and stuff. It's giving you a second layer of protection if you know there's a chance you might slip up. And I think everyone, I'd say not everyone, let's say 75% of the guys have slipped up before, is my opinion. If you, just in the room, if you've honestly slipped up and maybe not wore a condom when you should have worn a condom, press 1. If you're telling me that in your life, you've never slipped up and not wore a condom, press 2. It doesn't matter if you're a pro or a non-pro. It's just the fact of slipping up. If you ever slipped up before, press 1. If you never slipped up, it's press 2. Because I think the majority is gonna say they slipped up at least once. Maybe not. Let's not even say your whole life, because that's a long period of time. In the last 2 years, if you slipped up and went raw in something that you probably wasn't supposed to, type 1 in the room. If you've never slipped up in the last 2 years, type 2. And if you're in a committed relationship with your wife, you shouldn't even be answering this question. I just want to see how realistic that people are. And I know this is YouTube. Some people are not going to feel comfortable putting that information in the chat, especially on this topic. But hey, most people, we don't see who you are. We just see your profile picture. But I tell you me, I slipped up. I slipped up a bunch of times. And again, I'm not religious. Whatever it is, it wasn't in my faith. Hopefully, that's still not. Up to this point, it has not been in my faith for me to catch HIV or AIDS. And that wasn't my story up to this point right now, knock on wood. So I'm using this time and this lesson that I learned, or I'm learning, because I'm still always learning, to be the voice that's going to speak out and hopefully let's grab somebody's attention who might be in the same predicament or might feel this way, because a lot of people are not going to talk about this stuff because of the stigma that comes with it, especially in this community where a lot of people don't want to talk about accountability. So I'd be the person they crucify for saying, yo, I actually sat there and talked, and I used to be like one of the guys that's sitting next to me on the cross.
Yeah, I ain't tripping. But yeah, no, this is definitely this conversation is and this information is gonna reach somebody to where they're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's yep, I know now. I didn't know. I wasn't thinking about that because it's every day. Somebody ain't, they don't know what a Z pack is. But honestly, if you go into the clinic and you should be getting checked, I don't know, probably like every I'm gonna keep it real. I feel like niggas should get checked anywhere between like every 4 to 6 months. But
Like me, I
you
I was I used to get checked every year, but now yeah, I like the 4 to 6 month thing.
yeah, it's all just the way niggas is moving. I know how, like you said, I know myself. I know how I be moving. So I'm like every 4 6 months. But they always mention that prep though. That's
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, if y'all niggas is, if y'all mentioning it to me and trying to offer it, I know it's some type of risk to it. So I was just like, I don't know about the prep. But the other ones, I don't even want to be thinking about, you know what I'm saying, HIV or AIDS or none of that shit. Like that's the last thing. But going to these countries, you gotta face reality, and
And
that's
again, like I said, Ice, it's not even going to these countries anymore. Again, shoot, me just going to Atlanta, me just going to Houston.
oh yeah, 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 yeah,
Like,
yeah,
like these
yeah.
are like top HIV, STD places in the United States, and um some of the percentage of people with STDs, even if it's not HIV, even if it's something like herpes or something like chlamydia or something like gonorrhea, is getting higher and higher. So I'm not even looking at it as just a out of the country thing, because a lot of the countries surprisingly have a lower percentage of people with STDs, well at least the figures they put out there, than some of our states. So
No, yeah, you ain't gonna lie, you ain't lying about that. It's just that you 100% right on that. But it's just too like in this space, a lot of these guys, you know what I'm saying, God bless them, but they're not even getting really active in the country, in the state, So it's like it'd be for sure better to educate them more on like places that people be going to because that's where they're getting the most activity and the most attention from, and it's not really up out here. It's the Colombias and the Thailands and the Dominican Republics and the shit like that. But it's like, yeah, we definitely should do that shit all around. But I don't even feel like people think about that shit like up that out here because they're not really too active up out here. So it's not really even a thought to be like, oh yeah, I should check that out up out here and da 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 da.
yeah, man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. All right, so last words, man, because we got 7 minutes left. Last words, like anything you want them to know about your channel, anything you want them to be prepared for your trip, anything you think that you want to say, let them know, man. Again,
Uh,
we'll post Ice link to this thing in the description after this is over. I'll post it again right now.
nah, man, just really, y'all, man, just subscribe to the channel. I got a hell of a trip coming up. I'm supposed to be, oh, yes, we're going to Sasua with my ex for a couple of days. So,
Whoa, whoa,
and then I'm supposed to also
hey,
do,
stop. Wait a minute. Sasua with your ex?
yeah,
You're taking a joint
she
to
wiggled. I'm not taking her to Sasua, but we gonna be in the villa around. Yeah, so I'm gonna have some.
wait, wait a
That's gonna
minute.
be interesting.
Okay. Oh man, I should see you waited till you were gonna leave to say this stuff. I get
Man, you just said
you
there's anything I wanted to say.
but you waited to the end of the show to throw this ringer in the thing, man. Go ahead, Ice. Go ahead.
Yeah, so like I
This
say,
not the same one, right?
I
This
got
not
that
the same.
going on. That
This
should
not the
be
same ex you
crazy.
was on the stream with, right?
You said what?
This not the same ex you was on the stream with, right? The one that was
Hell
wilding.
no, 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 no,
Okay.
no, 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 no,
Hey.
no. It's actually the ex that actually turned me into the traveling Ice City 510.
Oh damn.
So it'd be crazy. just going with her. And then like I said, I think I'm about to be kicking it with Rello for I'm gonna be sharing this villa with him for like 4 days, 3 days. So
With your girl?
I don't he's a no. She's coming like because my birthday is in a couple of days.
Okay.
So you know what I'm saying? So she was just coming up out there like around my birthday to hang out with me for like 4 days or something like it's gonna be like 4 days. She gonna be up out there. He gonna be up out there Halloween. She ain't even gonna be around Halloween.
Damn. That's, I
So
mean, different, man. Like, so, oh, man, we got 4 minutes left. And I'm going to ask, man. Again, I see anything in the chat, yo. We got 4 minutes left. Good. I just want to ask, what are your plans with her to do while she's there in Sasua?
all the cat off stuff, go, do the little horseback riding, going to the beach.
So,
That my plan is to do a activity, one activity a day, go get something to eat, and then go back to the villa.
and
So
she's
I
not
got
going
it like mapped out. Like go to the club on Sunday. Monday, go to the beach or something. Tuesday, do like a horseback ride.
to,
Wednesday, ATV tour, and then Thursday.
like, you just telling me this, you could make a movie about this. You could start it off, you could start the video off like, see, a lot of people think of Sasua as being a place where you go and get pros and do this stuff.
Exactly,
But
exactly, exactly,
this could be
exactly, exactly.
here, here I
Yep.
am, here I am with the girl of my dreams, enjoying myself, and look at the things we could do all in Sasua. And then right when she leave, you
Mm-hmm.
like, now let's get into the fuckery. And then you just have all the women coming. Dog, it's so much stuff you could do. I hope you really plan this out like similar. Cause man, there's so much stuff you could do. You can put that chop that up so good. Like, oh man. You can add the little like,
Shit,
the
bro. Is that my
comp,
shit freezing?
you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, you can have like the up music when you're with her and then cut it and you the porno music. It's so crazy, man. Like I just have so many ideas with you just telling me that, but it's gonna be interesting to watch, man. Just make
Yeah, so
at least 2 lives a day.
I'm definitely gonna try to. I'm definitely gonna try to. I
I
definitely gotta keep the people posted from but like I say, man, like sub to my channel. It should be a hell of a trip. I don't really think it's too many other people going somewhere around Halloween that's gonna be just doing anything that I can think
all,
of.
all be tuned into Ice City and to everybody in the Sioux to see what because Halloween in the Sioux. Like I still remember that time you was recording at Flip Party, and I've never seen like what the Sioux was really like at Halloween except for that party, except for you recording
Oh
that.
yeah, man. I do. I record flip parties better than him. I definitely. He be busy running the party and shit. I be in the trenches trying to show y'all what it really is. So, and that's the only thing too, just real because it's like with the shit that's been going on with Sasua, like you ain't really been seeing Flip on YouTube promoting his party like he normally is promoting it and shit like that. It's just kind of more like in the background.
I can
Like we know it's happening, but he
I,
he ain't really talking
I,
about it too
I
much.
can imagine he has a lot of heat. Shout out to Flip. I met him,
Yeah.
good guy, like straightforward, really honest guy. I feel like he could possibly, in my opinion, have a lot of heat from the people above. And if he starts really publishing what he's going to do
It's
with
gonna be bad.
Halloween, it's going to be bad because they're going to try to shut down a lot of stuff. So,
Yep.
and from a business perspective, I fully can understand it. Especially when the country is trying to, I mean, the neighborhood is trying to change the narrative on the area, but not necessarily, in my opinion, as a businessman, capable of attracting the crowd they want to Sasua in order to make the financial aspect as good as it once was when he had the first crowd. But maybe time will surprise me. I've been a businessman for a long time. I can't see it happening. So
No, that's what I was saying. That's the only thing. Like I agree with what you were saying. It just makes it bad to the point to where you feel like it's not gonna be how it normally is. We know it's gonna be there, but it's not gonna be like how it normally is. But yeah, no, I'm about to get on up out of here, Flyboy, bro. I appreciate you having me.
I appreciate you for joining the live, man. You have a safe flight. Make sure you get there. And as soon as you get there, go live. I'm gonna be on the live, man. I'm tuned in, man. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe. All right, bro. Salute.
All right, yeah. Salute.
All right, again, I want to thank Ice City for joining this live. Okay, this is the part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, when I was giving you my full take on the last episode, you can go back and watch that. I want to appreciate again Ice City for coming and sharing his information with people. Again, this is not a live that is telling you that you should just try prep or try Z-Packs and just go raw all the time. But for those who are honest with themselves, who understand that they may have a little issue or difficulty continually always using a condom, or who might sleep with a lot of different women, this is an option. It may be an expensive option if you don't have insurance, but this is still an option. And even if you don't have insurance, I'm not saying that you should, but if you can find the same quality of product in another country, knowing with the same things that shipped here, then maybe that can work also. But if you're fighting demons, what's it gonna hurt to try? You know what I mean? Especially if you got something to live for. Like, I mean, I look at that was aside from me having to break up with the married woman because of me thinking I can't control myself on that aspect sometimes. I had to look when I thought I might have had something before I took the test. I had to look at my son every day like, damn, I'm going to do whatever I got to do to be here for you. Like, regardless of what I might have, I'm going to do whatever I got to do to be here for you. And the first step would be to go get tested to make sure if I do have something, I can take care of her right away, so I can live longer, so I could be here, and so I can raise my daughter so she can know how to spend money and build businesses so that she can be okay when I'm going to. And I woke up every morning and I was like, yo, I'm willing to accept whatever I have. Luckily, it wasn't, or at this point, it wasn't my fate. It wasn't my fate to have HIV or AIDS. But if I could be somebody to at least give a person the information to help them try to decide to try, if they're not able to control themselves and just wear a condom, try another route, then I guess I gotta be that vessel. Appreciate everybody on the live. I try to go through all your comments. If you haven't watched the last episode, I think this is enough of talking about that. We get back to the wild stuff. I'll probably drop another Puerto Rico video tomorrow. But I thank you guys for coming and joining me on this conversation. It's your boy FRE $H Fresh at the Flyboy Way. That's THEFLYBOYWAY. Don't ask why, just check out the channel. Maybe we'll have another video about heart conditions because you can't catch a break. I'll see you in the next video. Peace, y'all. This isn't one of those touristic travel series. You won't find this on commercialized TV. This is a travel series about a perspective that has been destroyed, burned, whitewashed in the history of the world. This is a travel series about the Black perspective. Welcome to the Black Man's Guide to World Travel.
Lajuan, yeah.
About to go sandboarding. Oh, something tells me this is going to be fun.
They call him Josh B.
Hi, my name is Nazarena. I was lost and he found me and lent me his phone and I'm safe.
So where are you from?
Argentina.
Jamaica. See it right here is the flag. Place to be right now.
Ready?
This is my first time in Jamaica, so I'm just enjoying the sight. First time. Okay, everybody.
Good. Hey, yo, send me some Jersey mics. Newark, baby.
I'm on Lisa. Can I get a date on Friday? And if you're busy, I wouldn't mind taking Saturday. Yeah.
2016?